Hi, this is Bethany Gonyea of the Albany Peace Project, and I'm here today with Jamie Bolles. We're at the Capital District Psychiatric Center, an organization that has been incredibly enthusiastic and supportive of this project. And Jamie here is a psychology intern who's doing a rotation here at the facility. So Jamie, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Bethany. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, what is your long-term passion with meditation and working with the severe mentally ill? Tell me about your work here and your long-term plans.
So I actually got into meditation through a therapeutic approach called acceptance and commitment therapy that is a mindfulness-based, evidence-based approach in psychology. It's gaining a lot of popularity now throughout the world, actually. And that's where I first got introduced to meditative practice. And personally found it had incredible benefits for myself. I started using it with my clients and also got just incredible results using mindfulness-based practices. So that's how I got into it.
So can you tell people about acceptance and commitment therapy?
Sure. So acceptance and commitment therapy is a behavioral-based approach, kind of like CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy. And the difference being that instead of trying to change our patients' thoughts or tell them that what they're thinking isn't necessarily right or helpful, we instead focus on having them notice that their mind is going to do what minds do. We used mindfulness-based approaches, meditations to help them gain distance from their thoughts and accept emotions and feelings as they arise instead of fighting to change what they're feeling. And we do this all in the service of a values approach. So getting in touch with really what matters to you and making committed action. So that's where the commitment part comes in. So you commit to doing things that will help you get in touch with your values while you're experiencing what you experience and being who you are.
So can you give us an example of that? That's fascinating to me. So they're accepting that their mind is doing what it's doing, but you're kind of looking for the good in it, is that right? And then to have them focus their mind towards that. Can you give us an example of how that would work?
Sure. So one thing that is really common, we all have minds that are judging and labeling all day, and something that maybe I know my mind does and maybe your mind will do is saying, well, man, I'm just not good enough. I'm not good enough to do this, or I'm just feeling really bad and I'm not smart enough, and it'll have this kind of constant running dialogue. So what we do is we get in touch with, well, that's just your mind doing what it's doing, and it's using language as a tool that's not really functioning well for you right now because it's keeping you from taking steps towards what matters. So for a great example, my mind right now is telling me that, wow, I'm really anxious, and what if this goes really bad, and this could be terrible. And if I listened to that, I would have stayed in bed today and not brave the snowstorm and come out here to do what I think is really, really important work. So we use various exercises and techniques in the room to help actually experientially learn to get distance from your mind. And mindfulness is just one of the many tools that we use.
So the value, you focus on the value of the work of coming in today.
Exactly.
And that kind of pulls you forward kind of thing.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Instead of, spending time, I could have spent time with my mind this morning and really, argued with it like, well, I am good enough and I can do this work, and should I go in? I don't know. I could call in sick. But instead notice that my mind was doing what it does, judging, labeling, and then was still able to get out of bed in the service of something that really matters to me.
Wow. And how long have you been practicing this now?
Oh my goodness. I've been doing this work for about 6 years, and my partner and I travel all over the world doing professional trainings and trainings for the lay public as well. So hopefully we'll do something here in Albany soon, but we're going to Canada, I think, again in March. So
nice. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Jamie, so much for sharing with us today. We're going to be doing a meditation today with you.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the type of meditation? Are you going to be using the same approach?
So I think my language will be very much aligned with the language that we use in acceptance commitment therapy. One of, you'll hear a little self-compassion work, you'll hear some loving kindness work, which I use a lot in my practice, and it'll still be on par with what the Albany Peace Project is going to do. So
excellent. Oh wow! So you're combining the two, right? The protocol of the Albany Peace Project with commitment and acceptance therapy.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you so much, and thanks for tuning in today. And we'll be starting the meditation with Jamie in just a moment. Thanks.
Thank you.